there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with Darth Mod, playing as Poland, Lithuania. We're under siege by an Hanoverian army, and they're gonna be resupplied or reinforced by yet a bigger Hanoverian army, and also a slightly smaller Austrian one. We, on the other hand, have a pretty good garrison. And then we're gonna be reinforced by a pretty pitiful army, which is the result of us breaking off or not being able to conduct, or really being able to do the siege of Saxony down here. And this is the result of that, this kind of pitiful broken up army. Which only about, I mean, we can bring in the cannons, and we can bring in the engineers, but that's about it. The light infantry. Since, I mean, I've done so many long videos, and as I've said, I mean, it's hard to cut them when the battle just keeps going and going. But we'll see how I do this one. Probably what will happen is at some point you do get a lull in the battle when nothing really happens. And yeah, you know what? I'll figure it out. You don't have to know really. The enemy has 2,500 men to start off with, and then they have almost 10,000 to support them. We start off with 3,700 and we have 3,000 to support us. Most of which I'm hoping is not going to have to turn up, because, I mean, oh, this unit actually, 300 men. I'll take you. Coming in there. But otherwise, we'll hopefully not see too many of these units. Right, you know what? Enough talking, more raiding. Let's defend this fort. So, onwards. And there we're off. We're lucky with the weather, there's no rain or anything. My plan is basically, well, it's a fort, we'll defend it, we'll defend all the gates and so forth. But then I'm gonna place some units outside, so the armed citizenry here is to kind of try to attract the enemy to come towards us. And then I placed kind of a large contingent out here, mostly just to put down these defenses. As the reinforcement army, as they come up, I'm hoping to place their artillery kind of on this hill right here. So we'll see if we'll be able to do that. These will now kind of pull back. And we can go and take a closer look at the Hanoverian troops. So we got the Legion Britannique foot, which I imagine is troops from Great Britain rather than the area of France called Brittany. Also because there is that connection with, I don't know exactly how the connection in between. I know that some of the monarchs of Great Britain have German descent, going all the way today up to the Queen today, so they do have German descent, and I guess they were from the electorate of Hanover. But I'm not entirely familiar with how that setup is. Setup sounds weird. I want to see if I can hit these guys out here with the mortars and blow them to bits. And then we have a regular infantry unit right here of the Hanoverians. They have a lot of those Legion units. Then a foot guard. Lots of cavalry. And carbineers. They do love those carbineers, the enemy. Lots of artillery. Which could possibly try to break down the wall. We'll see what happens there. Dismount the dragoons. Posted them behind there. Might be where just as well as cavalry is not that Ooh, we got some really good hits here. Cavalry is not that useful. That was what in sieges. That was what I was about to say. And with this, we can also see the reinforcement points of the enemy. So the Hanoverians are going to come from the road here, and the Austrians is going to turn up in this little patch of forest. We've got quite nice impassable terrain here, which will protect us as we move towards the hill. And now a lot of the reinforcement units have turned up. So we got 2 32-pounder heavy howitzers, which will move towards the hill. We've got 1 extra regiment of line, and then I have 4 small units of guard engineers, which will be useful as the enemy deploys a lot of cavalry. I can deploy a lot of stakes around this place to protect it against any kind of enemy incursion. I'm gonna place my line infantry back here so that the obstacles will not soak up any bullets, and the enemy formations will kind of become entangled with these and have a little bit of problem moving through them and then setting up. So we'll shoot them while they're in that kind of confusion. This one is too close to fire. I wonder if there's no shot I can use that actually reach the enemy cannons. This one in the back should be able to still fire though. And oh, not a single unit of the armed citizenry have died yet. And this group of line infantry decided to form square right in front of this formation. Looks like they're possibly getting ready to try and climb. Not entirely sure what these guys were doing, but sounded like they were doing charging sounds. I wonder if I should charge them with my infantry, with the flintlock infantry. Okay, these guys. I want to see. Okay, they're gonna try and climb, so we're gonna open fire. Otherwise, I would wait, hold my fire until they got even closer, and then shoot at them. This mortar should be hitting them. This mortar should be hitting something else. I wonder though if these guys are maybe too close to the wall for me to... Okay, now they're attacking the... Are you firing? Yeah, you're firing explosive. If they were too close, really, for me to fire upon them properly. Could be, I think I saw, yeah. They were definitely too close. One shot landed here and killed a load of my own men. Okay, the Austrians have come into the line of fire of my regiments up here. Got a smaller unit of these blunderbuss shotgun unit. It's going to be cut down. We've got some garrison guards. How's it going with... Yeah, the reinforcements coming up. That's good. Fort is staying strong. They've done a little bit of damage on the wall. 30% here, 26 here. 15% on that side. Nothing on this side. And we have sent all the enemy units away, which is nice. Fire on the garrison guard. And even this unit still lives, which is kind of surprising. And we chase these guys away. What I want to do, now when we've got a third regiment coming in there, is I want to see if, you know what, first of all, you will run up there. What I want to do is I want to block them so we have complete control of the hill. So I want to block the enemy from even being close to getting in there. And then I want this one to protect the flank. Don't like that this one's turned up there. And the cuirassiers. More important actually to shoot down the cuirassiers, I'd say. Hold fire with these as the cuirassiers are closing in, and I think we're gonna stop you right there. And we're gonna wait for them to get close before we fire. This one will fire as soon as it's within position, but these two will hold the fire until a suitable time is arranged, which I think is there. Carnage for the Austrian cuirassiers and mortar shots to finalize the destruction. Hold fire with the mortars now. Can I fire towards that massive cavalry formation they're moving forward? Right, so we've got these kind of locked in place now. They're gonna march straight into my fire. I just need this one to come over here. And given the enemy's movements up there, it's safe to say that we need... Gonna need the spikes. Definitely need some spikes over here. 2 rows of spikes should do fine to stop the enemy from coming through there. We'll have 1 row of spikes behind these. And then this guard engineer... We'll hold off on this one to start off with. But I think that will be fine. The mortars should be firing on all the... Oh shit, they've mobilized all the cavalry moving towards us now. It's a massive cavalry charge. Right, get those stakes into the ground, my boys. And given that there's such a massive charge, I think we need a 3rd line. Oh, you know what? Yeah, the smaller one. And then the larger one can set up over here. Get those spikes ready! Nice, the spikes are up. We're gonna get a 3rd line of spikes. Enemy cavalry is charging towards the armed citizenry, which is surprisingly holding. And the enemy's kind of faltering. County militia, there's kind of a lot of those, and I think that could do well for some mortar shots. The enemy cavalry got wiser as to my spikes, and they are pulling back. The Austrians are still going strong. Deploy spikes. You can actually go into the forest up ahead and fire on will from over there. Let's see if we can't, once these have now placed their spikes, you will deploy here with as kind of a flanking company here, be able to shoot into the flank there. Guard engineers charging into my troop over there. These spikes are done, and there's a hole opening in the line that you can fill. And that will be just fine. And now the artillery is starting to turn up. And given that the Austrian force, I think, is mostly destroyed, we'll have both artillery pieces moved here to fire against the Hanoverians, which is the main source of our troubles. Also, I think it's time you retreat behind the spikes. This unit is not doing too well. I'll form them into square. There's way too much melee here, which I don't really like. There's actually too much melee all across this front line. You know what? I'm not so sure we will actually move the cannons up there. Just because it's I think we might be losing the melee over here. You know what? I would say we're definitely losing the melee over here. We're gonna set these 3 as support units in the back. As we retreat here, the enemy cavalry following right straight into the spikes. We're gonna pull back these 3. This one's lost, but I think I can pull back this one to safety, hopefully. God damn it, the Swiss Grenadiers follow us. And some guerrilla mercenary bastards. Form into square. And I want you to move back to the point where you can fire. Now you got stuck there, which was not my intention at all. Not going super great. My howitzer though will hopefully change the situation. We'll definitely have to switch one of the regiments to be more focused towards that side. The engineers are in a bad position, stationed so close up front here, when kind of this part of the battlefield is falling to the enemy. I say retreat before you charge down. Enemy general died, and I think I even saw where it happened. Yep, the Hanoverian general right onto a spike and died. A moron. Oh, they're all aiming for the enemy artillery piece. Not a single shot landed though. We had a good opportunity to blast all of that into absolute smithereens. You will be posted there, you will march through and be posted over there, and you will be posted as a flanking company to this one. So you will be posted flank over there. Okay, the enemy is kind of lining up, and those units dare to stand still will be targeted and blown to bits. And I do think we're gonna redirect the mortars as well to blast the enemy. We've seen off a cavalry charge. We've got a small militia unit charging in. Hopefully we can force them back. Okay, so the howitzers are too close. Their range go to about here. They can't fire lower. With that then, I will order them to fire this way, where we've got so many troops filtering in right now. Can you guys open fire? All the cavalry is riding onto the spikes and stuff. The Austrians over here are faltering under the pressure. Our units are doing just fine right now. But if we fail this bit right here, ah shit! How did those cavalry guys got through? That means they're gonna go for my howitzers, which is not great. We'll most likely lose them, because there's no way. I have no troops to send out to protect them. We do have the flanking company, but that's about it. This line infantry might be breaking soon as well. Ah, now the cavalry goes through and goes for my howitzers. Bloody hussars. And then my own cannons on the walls shoot down some of the cannons. Right, both of these try to retreat. The flanking company out here is in a bad position, so I'll tell them just to move into square. These guys are getting overrun by a big Hanoverian unit, so they will retreat. So I guess what we can say is I was a bit overambitious, thinking that I could actually set something up here. It caused a lot of enemy casualties though. They've been fighting all through these defenses. But yeah, a lot of enemy cavalry still got through somehow by going through here. But a lot of them died as well. Every single sword here is a died cavalry trooper. Because for some reason when they die here they throw them forward like that. And the well, whatever town troop got murdered out there. And now the engineers are getting murdered over here by mercenaries. What's this? Enemy filtering through. When they got to my mortar. We have more guys coming in. We need to have one unit retreat down from the walls and get to the point, because they're capping the point right now. These two in the back, which are at two walls that currently aren't being attacked. Damn. Why are we letting... Three enemy units have been let through these gates. And why? Tell me what... Oh. Heroic death. All the generals just died. All the generals on the field. Oh, there goes another one. I knew that everyone was gonna die. I said it too soon. I said it even before everyone had died. So I'm sending down 2 units. What are they bringing in? So another one of those howitzers. And then 3 units of field artillery. So the artillery will line up like that. Howitzer in the back. And the light infantry in the front. And we'll hold those guys off. I'm not ready to try and contest this region. One of the units will go into the house. One of them will go on the side and will try to dispel the enemy out of my fort. Howitz, or I mean mortar. Fire on that unit. The armory has been claimed by us. They have some Swiss grenadiers up here, which are probably killing quite a lot of my men. Is the enemy trying... No, the enemy is not trying to capture the house. I'll be able to push quite a substantial amount of fire down upon the enemy, and as soon as this one gets ready, we can shoot down these as well. Open fire if you please. Massacre. Keep it up. And kill that bodyguard as well. Leaving, I think, only 2. I don't know where the other one is. Now I don't even know where they are. Shoot one down that one. And then I think we need to reinforce the wall up here. We've got 1 Austrian regiment out there. We've got 1 Austrian cannon out there. And we've got 1 Austrian cannon out there. But there's not a lot of Austrians left at this point. The wall, even the 46, they've made quite a bit of headway here, but that's about it. Can you fire over here? See if we can blast these. Oh, now they're firing quite a bit of shots. From all the way over here, where they've deployed a load of artillery. The thing is, if they break the wall, that is when it will be all over, because we cannot protect the flag point against all their cavalry. I think I might actually reposition this guy as well, because there's no like good spot really for him. Let's have him move over here to reinforce there, and have you move to reinforce over there. I don't know what's going on with the enemy. Oof. I think the enemy might be drawing towards here. Like moving around the town to get to us. Which I certainly do not like. That cavalry unit's going right for us. Shit. In case I have to, I can send in some cavalry. What do we have? Guard Hussars. Cuirassiers. Cuirassiers and Guard Hussars. I want to stop them from... the howitzer did not work. How far can a howitzer fire? It can fire towards this gate. Where the enemy is slipping through somehow. Maybe I can get it inside. Okay, all my cavalry was enough there to stop them, so that's good. I don't know where I'm gonna put my artillery. I guess this is the obvious spot because it's the most protected bit. And then I can use the light infantry to put spikes in front. And as this unit retreats, he gets absolutely murdered by the light infantry, which is good. Right, we're gonna have our units, even though they're like completely broken. All these smaller units. March with the artillery and safeguard it. We'll have 2 artillery pieces moving, or 3 of them moving that way, and I want 1 to be inside the castle, just in case they break this wall, which it looks like they're going to. Maybe I should move this unit away here. Ominous Catholic music. I guess the my defenders are realizing that it's kind of time to pray to God. Fire the mortar over there, if you please. I want to see if I can get these guys down and into the house. If they start dying en masse once they reach the end of the stairs, then I know that there's a bug where a unit is standing on the wall when it kind of reach a critical point, like breaking like that, and they start to die. Okay, they were fine. And yeah, the unit is fine. The 2 smaller ones can be put in the armory. Right, let's see if the light infantry can go ahead and set up spikes. And I'm gonna send the hussar to go for that one, and another light hussar to go for the other cannon, just to make sure that all the Austrians are gone. Right, we're putting people in the houses. 79%, 80%. You know what? I think we want all the cannons inside. All the round shot cannons, that is. See if we can get them inside. The howitzer, however, we can still have outside. I think this is a good spot to put down the stakes, and then I'll deploy in light formation. Start shooting at the enemy, which are trying to climb over here. Problem here is I've got my general right over here. So we'll definitely have to try and move him. Once like major conflict starts. See if you can reorganize some of these men to get as much shot out of these guys in the wall as possible. I don't know what you guys are firing at, because no one's made it in yet. Okay, leave the building and then go inside again. Okay, the smaller units into the armory. Ooh, the light infantry. I forgot to tell them to put down the stakes. I can still send in troops to aid them. My cavalry units have gone rid of the enemy artillery. Light infantry should retire. Howitzer is ready to set up there. 89%. That's not good. Thing is, what's left to actually charge at us? The amount of cavalry they've lost here is gonna account for such a discrepancy in the battle statistics once the battle is over. Okay, time for you guys to put down those stakes. And my cavalry to move out of the way. And my cavalry to come back over here. Deploy the bloody howitzers already. That line infantry is coming dangerously close to us. Stop them. Stop them. Don't let them reach. Oh, are they gonna go in through the door? Which, of course, someone's left open. I sent the cavalry to attack them though, so they should attack them in the back. While the light infantry should be firing at their flanks. And I think we should have the mortar firing there as well. Cannons. 89%. I'll set up one aiming directly towards there. One here. That will aim straight forward like that. And then we'll have one, because they keep going in through that gate. So we'll have one going there. And we'll have canister going that way. So that should hopefully do pretty well. Are you guys already set up? Set up and prepare to fire. I'm gonna tell them to fire into this mess. We're gonna lose a lot of our own men. But it's probably gonna be worth it, because it's gonna make it a lot easier for me to actually win the battle. Mortar shots. Landing close, killing loads of theirs. So they're already softened up for the barrage of the howitzers. Hopefully the howitzers are like, the range is perfect, so they don't so they're not forced to overshoot the target, which they were. We accidentally hit this militia instead, but that means the damn. I mean, they can't like lower the elevation to the point where they can fire there. It seems to have stopped at 89%. It's time to deploy the artillery though. The light infantry can try as best as possible to stop them. And the guys on the wall can try to put down as much fire towards the enemy. But unfortunately, the howitzers can do little to protect themselves. However, they can fire over here and try and stop the guys trying to climb. And blow up a lot of people over there. We reached the half-hour mark. Can you hit the guys on the hill? Probably not. We scared those guys away, so those are gone. Can you aim for that country militia. Maybe the cavalry can charge and break those guys that way. What is the country militia? County militia, that's what it's called. It looked like a pretty okay unit. It doesn't look as shabby as militias usually do. So my cavalry was able to break them. I wonder if they can do the same to that line infantry. And they'll be able to charge straight into the back of these guys. Tell the light infantry to hold fire while that happens. And their line were broken. The counter militia might very well have been hit by my artillery pieces. You know what, boys? It looks like I won the battle. What I want to do is I want to move these guys forward to a point where I can fire onto the cluster of enemy over here and their cannons and blow that to bits. Get rid of that. And I mean, they're still getting reinforcements, but it looks as though they're not going to be able to get in. And 30-minute battle seems just the thing. Now we're going to have quite a lull in the battle where not a lot is going to happen, and that's the perfect time to kind of not show you guys what's going on. We've got a little bit of extra units coming in. 3 units. Not comprising even 100 men together. Great stuff. And there we've reached the end of the battle. They had a full hour to take the fort and they were unable to. The last part of the battle, they kind of were doing crop circles out there in the grass and just me having my artillery fire upon them. I realized rather late that my cannons, because of the arc of fire of cannons within Empire, could actually fire out of the fort and hit the enemy. And since they have tremendous range, they could basically have free range upon a lot of troops. So we managed to inflict quite a bit of damage at the end there. But with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics of this battle, shall we? And here we have the statistics. We can see that we lost half our force. But I think more pressing or more impressive is the fact that the Hanoverian force deployed 12,000 men, which they lost 10,000 soldiers. 10,000 of their men were slain. We lost half, but I don't think that's bad considering that we were outnumbered 2 to 1. Looking at the statistics, we have 1 garrison line infantry that inflicted 1,170 casualties upon the enemy. The enemy lost 10,000. We have 1 unit that did around 10% of all the enemy casualties. That's kind of amazing. Then it falls down to... The problem is, though, it's a garrison line infantry, so it's not like I can move it out after the battle. It's going to be stationed in that fort. However, the line infantry right afterwards, a lot of good chevrons were gained here. I can imagine, though, there's probably a few units that all hands were lost in this garrison mortar. Doesn't really matter. More or less all hands were lost in these 2 cavalry units, these 3 cavalry units I should say. 1 line infantry there lost everyone. Engineers didn't do too well either, and luckily it seems like artillery could probably squeeze through and survive, which is good. But as this is the Hanoverian end turn, it probably might go into another battle, so you know what? I'll end it right here. So as I always say, hopefully you guys still enjoy this, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!